Hey guys, today I want to talk a little bit about my first few days in the Philippines and what it was like. Because it's kind of an interesting story. I'll talk a little bit about my flight over too, also. Anyway, when I left Boston, I hopped on the plane and I knew it was going to be a long flight, so I had some like wipes with me, things like that, just to wipe down because I know you get sweaty and stinky, and I brought some cologne and everything too. Wow. I don't know if you could see that, guys. Anyway, it's a bunch of ants, and they're gold. They're golden. They're all golden ants. Never seen anything like that before. They're all gold colored. Kind of fascinating. Anyway, we'll get back into the talk. I just couldn't resist that. So anyhow, I was on the plane and I was hungry. I was hoping I was going to get some Western fare because I was on a China Air flight. But no, no Western fare for me. They gave me all the Chinese food, and it wasn't Western style or American style Chinese food. It was Chinese style, which I don't like. So anyway, I wouldn't eat it. I gave it to the guy next to me. He ate it. He was happy to get it. And I was really, really hungry. I mean, I think I bought like a box of chips or something. It had chips in it and nuts and some other things. It was like a snack box you could buy. I got that and I ate that. But anyhow, when I get to Manila, I slid through customs and everything really fast. It was really quick. So it was really good. It worked out good. And what happened was when I got into Manila, I went through there and I got outside and my girlfriend was waiting for me with my family and everything, with my little boy and with Joanne, and we all just had like a great big family hug. It was just really nice. And then we rushed off and we got into the vehicle that she had rented, and that we had also rented a driver and everything. And it was really nice because I remember it was late at night. It was actually early in the morning. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that. It was still dark. We're heading back. 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever. We were heading back, and what happened was this: is that we were all hungry, so we stopped at McDonald's, and I remember ordering at McDonald's. The first thing in their mouth was out of stock. I think it was a Big Mac or something that I ordered. Whatever it was, they were out of stock. So that was my initiation into the Philippines. Out of stock, Po. So, but typical, right? I mean, kind of, that's kind of like your welcome here. Out of stock, Po. But anyway, I got home and we had no AC and it was hot. It was really hot and muggy that night. And one of the things you notice as soon as you reach the Philippine airport is that the Philippines has a certain smell to it. You can't put your finger on it, but I remember when I stepped into the airport off the plane, that familiar smell from the 1980s. There's a familiar smell here. You cannot put your finger on it. And then after you're here for a while, it kind of disappears, maybe because you're used to it or whatever. I'm not quite sure, but that smell goes away. And it was interesting when I got off the plane to smell that familiar smell. But anyway, when I got back to my house, I flicked the fan on, I ran in to take a shower, and after that, I was off to bed because I was tired from being up probably for like about 36 hours or more. I was tired. So anyway, what happened was we flicked the fan, and the fan actually helped. I don't even think I had a sheet on me that night because it was so tight. I was so tired and so hot, and it was so humid. But I did sleep. And I remember getting up in the morning, and my girlfriend, I don't know if she cooked or if we went out. I think we went out for breakfast that day. I think we went out for Pancake House or something like that. And we went to the mall or whatever, and then we started shopping, getting stuff together for the house. Because I had money, so that day we just kind of relaxed, did some shopping, did what we needed to do, get everything done. And then come the beginning of the week, I started getting ready for my SRRV visa. I had to get all my stuff together and start the process for that. So I started getting everything together. We headed back up to Manila, and we stayed at this place called A Venue. Okay, so we got up to A Venue, and checked in and all that. And then the next day we started all the process. And it was, the PRA was really good to us because they really helped us a lot. They did everything quick, not so much the PRA as it was Mary Rose, but the PRA was good too. When we were in the office there, everything was really nice. The people there were nice. They treated us awesome. And I was really impressed with the way Mary Rose had done everything that week. And we went for the medical and all that stuff. Everything has kind of changed now. Things are a little bit different than what they used to be. And everything's in constant change here in the Philippines now. I'm not sure why everything constantly changes here. Some things should just be left alone because you can't even keep on top of some of the things that are going on in the Philippines. And I think it's kind of that way in the United States now too. I'm hearing that a lot of things are like always changing. All the rules and laws are constantly changing. I think a lot of that has to do with the virus. I'm not quite sure, but it is happening. But anyway, we had a lot of fun that week. I remember we went out to a few fast food restaurants for the most part. And we went to McDonald's, Wendy's. I think we went to a place called Mary Grace, which isn't fast food. We went there. We went to a mall near the Trump Towers and a few other places. We didn't go to anything really overly fancy that week. But the hotel that we stayed at, I was very impressed with. Like I said, it's called A Venue. And I really liked that place. It was 2 good-sized rooms, and the other room you could use for the kids. So you had a private room, and then you had the other room that you could use for the kids, which I liked very much because it was very comfortable for us. My girlfriend and I had some privacy in there, and the 2 kids had their privacy. So everybody had plenty of room in there. It wasn't like we were all in one room sleeping together or anything like that, which was good. So, and the bathrooms and the view and everything were awesome. The bathrooms were clean. The place was clean. I was impressed with the help there. I really liked that. But I remember walking around in Manila, and last time I was in Manila was in the 1980s. And as much as it had changed, it had stayed the same. The same jeepneys were riding the streets. The same tricycles were riding the streets. The only thing different was the models of the cars had changed. The people pretty much stayed the same. The stands stayed the same restaurants, McDonald's, things like that. The street stands, the sari-sari stores, the Coca-Cola in the bottles, things like that were all basically the same. I was floored that, even after all that time, because I was in my 20s then, everything was the same. And I just thought that was really cool. So, sometimes the more things change, the more they do stay the same. But as much as the Philippines has changed, probably politically and a lot of other things, and they've kind of moved forward in their roads, and a lot of other things too. I did notice that traveling was much easier. Much, much easier. So that had changed a lot of the way things kind of happen around here. I think one of the other things I noticed was the people were a little bit whiter. It's just something I noticed. And then I started finding out about these soaps and stuff and these whiteners that they put into the skin moisturizers and also into the soaps and everything. And I was like, man, the girls here don't look as beautiful as they did before, because as Westerners, we kind of like a tanned woman. There's just something beautiful about it, a woman that has a nice tan. And the women here were all turning almost like Chinese or Japanese, and a lot of Americans come here because they like that tanned look on these women. And it kind of gives them kind of an exotic look. They're just very beautiful the way they look. But that had changed. The women here were a lot whiter. I mean, now after this virus, a lot of the women are a little bit heavier, and so aren't the men. It's just something I notice when I walk around the mall now that the women are heavier. I don't know how much weight the average person has gained during this COVID. I'm sure it's quite a lot. That's why I try to get out here and walk as much as I can. But certainly things have changed, and I'm sure that's going to continue as long as this goes on. And with the Philippines probably being in one of the longest lockdowns, and we're still in lockdown, there's a lot of people that are gonna gain some weight from not doing an exercise routine, things like that. Because a lot of people have kind of almost given up. I haven't given up. I still come out here and I still do my exercises, but there's nobody down here. There's nobody down here at all. A few kids once in a while. Once in a while you'll see one person walk by. I could come here and walk all day. I'm lucky if I walk by 2 people for the most part. And I mean that seriously. I mean, you look here, there's nobody here. There used to be people working in the gardens here and stuff. There's still a few people once in a while, but look up here. That's up to the top of the hill here. There's nobody coming down. There's nobody walking. I walk down here back and forth for the simple reason that it's cooler down here by about a couple degrees, it feels like, because of the shade. And up there, it's just, sometimes there's people sitting up there having a picnic or something like that once in a while. But lately there's been nobody up there, but it is cooler down here. It's definitely shadier, and you get like a little bit of, I don't know, like evaporative cooling from the rain evaporating. Evaporating. So it's coming up, it's coming off the cement, and it just kind of has a slight cooling effect here. So it's kind of nice. But anyhow, guys, after we left the A venue and went back to the house that week, we started getting everything put in the house, the refrigerators, ACs. And I might have the timeline off a little bit because it's been a long time since this has happened. But I think when we got back to the house, we started filling up the house with stuff. We did a little bit of that on Saturday and Sunday too, before we went up to the A venue. But when we got back, after we got the SRRV stuff all done, what happened was we just started buying everything for the house, ordering beds, ordering tables, ordering refrigerators, everything we needed for the house, everything we needed to keep functioning properly. We started ordering plastic containers to put rice in. We put a shower instead of the bucket. We already had the toilet in there already. My girlfriend had already done that for me before I came. And, we put the split type air conditioner in, all that stuff. And, I got a desk. I got a Mac computer. So we did really, really good. We moved up in the world for sure. And it was, after we got everything done, I felt really at home because our house was very comfortable after that. And like I said, sometime within probably this week or next week, I'm going to do a video of my home, and you can see some of the things that we put into the house. Our house is a little bit crowded now because the girls, my girlfriend and her daughter, they like to buy a lot of clothes, and I'm a minimalist all the way. So I have like one locker I could all fill with my stuff, and that's it. And my drawer too, I have paperwork and junk like that in there, but that's it. And my Mac. But other than that, I don't have that much. So, but everything else is pretty much their stuff as far as I'm concerned, So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's vlog. God bless, guys. Take care.